Stuff with Nikki here. Let's see if I can do this really quick for you. I'm running so far behind today that Gary's on the way home, and it's probably only going to be another 10 minutes. And he's still gimpy. So I got to take the bikes out of the garage, park the trailer for him, and all that stuff. I wanted to do this really quick only because I did another batch today. And I talked about it before. Eggs. So talking about calcium carbonate, right? The stuff we've got some teeth issues in our household, particularly with Gary, and so let me make sure my phone's focused here. And so various issues and all that, and we hadn't done this in such a long time, and I said it's so important because this right here is how I remineralize my teeth, and we also put it in like smoothies and stuff like that, but in little amounts. So I'm going to tell you about that. But I basically make toothpaste out of this. And the reason why it's so good is because eggshells here, 95% calcium carbonate, right? It's basically the closest to the calcium that's in our teeth and bones. And that's why I love it. And the thing is, it's free. You know, this is my little hard-boiled egg here. I even use these shells, but I boil them. I'm going to tell you how I do it now. And here's a pot that I just finished. I have to drain it. Ouch, it's still hot. And so what I do is I take my eggshells, I put them in water, I boil them for about 10 minutes. And then I drain them. I throw them like maybe on a little piece of parchment paper or something. Put them in the oven at about 200 to 220 degrees for about 20 minutes till they're really good and dry. And then you take them out, and then what I use is I use my little, see my coffee mill here? I can still see some of the powder, kind of. Yeah, I just put them in my coffee mill, but if you have like a NutriBullet or a high-powered, blender, if you're doing this in large batches, that's a decent amount of powder. This is from about 14 eggshells right here. It's a good amount. Oops, I just lost some. So I grind them to a fine powder in my coffee mill, put them in a little container, and from there, we either use it or I take a part of it and I make toothpaste out of it. So the cool thing about this too, when you start, if you want to put this in your smoothies and stuff, start with about 1/4 to 1/2 a teaspoon, a small amount. Some people have a little bit of digestion issues initially of this powder. And again, like I said, I put it in my smoothies. These things, one egg, just the shell, not the egg, the shell has about 700 to 800 milligrams of calcium. It's insane. It's probably about half of maybe what people take all the time. And the thing is, I've been ingesting these for a long time, but because I shy away from buying, commercial calcium and stuff like that, and I don't really need that anyway, but I don't trust what's in it. And the thing is, when you have it like this, it's pure. And especially for you guys that actually have chickens, geese, whatever, ducks, it's a win-win, right? It's free. You're already taking the eggs. So you just recycle the shells like this. And of course, I use shells for other things. I'll pulverize it like this, add a little water to it, so it's good and liquidy, and I water it into some of my plants, like my tomatoes. And things like that. Sometimes I make a face scrub out of it. I do give very small amounts to my dog if I'm not giving him the eggs. And so it's just a really important thing. And I do know 2 people personally that have fixed their children's teeth issues with toothpaste made from this. Fixed them. One of them had a decay problem that was starting. Another one had toothaches and things like that, and this is what I'm dealing with Gary. I think he actually has the beginnings of a bit of bone loss, and so I'm aggressively going at it right now with this kind of stuff. And look, it's free and clear toothpaste. It doesn't really cost you anything to make it. It's really good for you. You know what the ingredients are. There are no chemicals in there because you're making it. And so why not? It's one of nature's precious gifts right here, in my opinion. You know what I mean? And of course, I'm not giving out any medical advice or anything like that, but This is just what I do. And the thing is, I mean, if you already have the eggs, why not? You know, why not try it? So what I'm going to do is, oh, and while I'm thinking of it, that's a whole nother thing. Calcium is very important, you know, got to get it in your body. Don't forget about your magnesium. They kind of almost go hand in hand. One does affect the other as far as intake and absorption in your body. But that's a whole nother video, which I don't have time for right now. So don't forget about that. That's really important. But what I'll do, I don't really have time at the moment to sit here and describe to you how I actually make the toothpaste. It's just a few ingredients. There's a few different ways you can do it. And so what I'm going to do is I'll post in the description the couple of ways that I make it. And then you can, you know, leave out an ingredient or two here and there, you know, if you don't like the essential oils or whatever, or if your teeth are really sensitive. Like sometimes I put peppermint oil, but it kind of hurts Gary's teeth just a little bit, you know, to get that pepperminty, whatever. And then you can add, you know, whatever you want. But the basic ingredients are, I know a lot of you probably have. So it's just going to be easier. That way you can look at it and write it down or print it or copy it and what have you. So I'm pretty sure I left a bunch of stuff out. I wanted to tell you about this, but you know, you want to remineralize your teeth and bones? In my opinion, this is one of the best ways to do it. You can't beat eggshells, man. It's the closest thing to our teeth and our bones there are so far. So if you have questions, just post them in the comments. Like I said, I'll upload this once I get Gary settled, and I'll post the recipes in the description for you guys. Love you bunches. Do stuff with Nikki. Out. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.